On the 24th of January, I reported on Officer J, a Northumbria Police constable who was going through his misconduct hearing after being accused of having sex whilst on duty with a vulnerable victim of crime who was at the time on depression medication. To give a brief recap, in 2004, nearly 20 years ago, Officer J was called to a disturbance where a woman alleged that a neighbour had kicked her dog and damaged her door. Following the incident, Officer J and the woman entered into what Officer J claimed to have been a consensual relationship. During May 2004 through to December 2005, Officer J maintained that relationship, turning up at her home on occasions whilst in uniform and on duty in order to knock boots. On one occasion, it said that Officer J even tried to have sex with a woman while she was sleeping, whilst her child was in bed in the house. Olivia Checkadova, representing Northumbria Police Force, said last week Officer J regularly visited the woman's home after the investigation. The officer visited while wearing his police uniform. He had his police radio on and had to turn it down. On one occasion, the woman fell asleep and woke to find the officer trying to have sex with her. Now, he was accused not only of maintaining a relationship but also taking part in sexual activity whilst he was on and off duty and sexually touching the woman without consent. Now, don't get me wrong, police, like everybody else, are totally entitled to form relationships, but to form one with a man or a woman who has come to you for help in your professional capacity is a big no-no and is using your position for sexual gain. During the hearing, it was said that Officer J did not know the woman was vulnerable. He claimed the sex happened exclusively whilst he was off duty. However, even though the 53-year-old made these claims and insisted he only ever had sex with her whilst he was off duty and said he visited her about 5 times after the investigation ended, the misconduct panel found that on his final visit to her, he sexually assaulted her while she was asleep on the sofa, the aftermath of which was witnessed by the woman's daughter. Olivia Checkadova, representing the force, said Officer J's behaviour has caused grave harm in relation to public confidence, which is at its thinnest in any event, adding that the force was committed to upholding high standards of behaviour. On Thursday, the panel concluded Officer J's behaviour amounted to gross misconduct by breaching professional standards of behaviour, and on Friday, after deliberating his punishment, they decided that he should be fucked off. Now, as I've said, we all deserve the right to have a relationship, but there are lines that must not be crossed, more so when you're in a position of public office and deal with vulnerable people. So although, if Officer J had done things the right way and looked for a strong independent woman and not a vulnerable depressed woman to take advantage of, then apart from the unwanted sex he tried, I can't see anything else wrong with that. But as this was a vulnerable woman on depression medication who he had met through his work, then I'm glad that.
Another one bites the dust.